Theatre. Note we're using RE here, so talking about the art form, not the building. Within this art form, there are numerous job opportunities, but the one we are focusing on today is that of the dramaturg. But what is a dramaturg? What is dramaturgy? We'll get there, hang on. Primarily, we're going to focus on the question of what does it mean to be a dramaturg in a UK context. And this question itself breaks down into a lot of little questions. Is there demand in the UK for dramaturgy? How would one establish themselves as a dramaturg? Are there training schemes in place? And finally, is the UK the best place to explore dramaturgy as a career? Let's get into it. In the 18th century, German playwright Gotthold Ephraim Lessing wrote a collection of essays entitled Hamburg Dramaturgy. Lessing wrote pieces on Shakespeare's craft, Aristotle's vision, the trouble with neoclassicism, and the duty of emerging German writers to create dynamic work for the stage. He critiqued what was wrong with various styles and spoke about dramatic literature in the same way that literature itself had been academically critiqued. Thus, dramaturgy was born. One can consider Lessing's work to be a descendant of Aristotle's Poetics, a work which analyzes why character, setting, and plot are all just components that need to be crafted individually in order to create a cohesive piece of drama. With figures like Brecht and schools such as Yale taking up interest in dramaturgy, the form has grown and grown from Lessing's model to the one we see today. However, it is important to note that in the West, the implications of Lessing's appointment were not fully absorbed until the mid to late 19th century. Perhaps this is why it has taken so long for dramaturgy to become popular in the United Kingdom. You keep saying that, but what do you mean? I do. Here's why. Lee Anderson explains that despite occupying a vital role in countries such as Germany and across continental Europe, we in the UK have struggled to pin down a precise definition for the dramaturg. Germany and Europe seem to have a better grasp on the role than Britain as a whole. Different countries have different definitions of a dramaturg's scope. Let's look at University of California, for example. In their dramaturgy and play analysis classes, they teach that a dramaturg is a script doctor, a sort of editor who goes through the script with a fine-tooth comb and brings errors to light. A researcher, someone who does all the historical and contextual research behind key concepts so that they can present this material as a teacher, providing actor packets and helping the cast and creative team, a season planner. This is carried out if someone is employed as a dramaturg in residence, someone who crafts a company's season, reading all the scripts sent to the company, deciding the theme of the season, and attaining the rights for the play once it has been decided upon. In a British context, however, this is at least 3 people's jobs. And many directors want their actors to find out history and context themselves. For this reason, dramaturgy isn't seen as commonly in the UK as it is in America, for example. However, in the 60s, this began to shift, with the role of the literary manager being brought into a UK context. The Royal Court and the Royal Shakespeare Company were the first to introduce a role focused on play reading, decision-making, present and future models of literary management, and resource allocation. This created a dramaturgy position that didn't take away from any current jobs in place, rather served to support them. So in a way, that's one of our sub-questions answered. Is the UK the best place to explore dramaturgy as a career? Yes. In the sense, literary management is a viable career option that is all the highlights of the traditional dramaturgical position. There's that scary word. Career. How does one go about getting a career in the arts in general? How does one go about getting a position as a literary manager? As with any career, there are several avenues you can choose. Here is, in my findings, however, the most effective route. It almost goes without saying to do an undergraduate degree in a topic like English literature or theatre studies, something that teaches to approach playtext with an analytical edge. Taking a course like this sets you up with something called graduate attributes. These are the skills you've learned during your time at university that will serve you going forward. Let's use myself as an example here. Working on group devising pieces and other group-based activities has given me the skill of being able to work in various capacities within teams. This skill is transferable into the field I wish to work in, as to dramaturg starts with a mindset that allows us to be more useful in our collaborations and more effective in our contribution, meaning that I am capable and useful in collaborative settings, a setting the dramaturg largely operates in. Creating written reports, various critical reflections, and a dissertation has provided me with a mastery of ability to present complex information. A dramaturg must allow for the practice of theatre without limiting the scope. I have a background in an array of specialist subjects, meaning that I can only help to serve to broaden the scope with how we engage with the playtext. These are crucial in securing your next step, a specialized postgraduate course. Picking a course specialized in dramaturgy means you get to learn from people who have already done what you're trying to do. And as with most arts jobs, it's not only what you know, but who you know. Making contacts is critical, and a postgraduate course serves you twofold. You really hone your craft and skills, and you network and get your name out there. People are far more likely to recommend you for opportunities if they know your face and work ethic. Most dramaturgs are something else as well, generally playwrights or directors. So make sure you choose a course that supports another theatre discipline as well. These courses all offer dramaturgical training while also providing further theatrical knowledge. University of Glasgow offers this in tandem with playwriting, with the option to choose one or the other to specialise in. It offers one of the longest established theatre programmes in the UK and has an internationally renowned reputation for research, practice and teaching, ensuring an ideal environment for the pursuit of master's study. The Royal Central School of Speech and Drama, London, offers a course in theatre criticism and dramaturgy, exploring critical practice and using the London location to its advantage to showcase a huge range of shows to work on. They also lead on to have career pathways, including posts at Shakespeare's Globe, the Hong Kong Arts Festival, and Germany, to name a few. Expanding a little out of the UK, NUI Galway also offers a playwriting and dramaturgy course with a comprehensive exploration into both sectors, with an opportunity to delve into your own theatrical interests. NUI also has one of the world's greatest Irish theatre archives, meaning you can explore manuscripts from Enda Walsh to W.B. Yeats. Of course, while all these courses look incredible, you need to work for them. All need the corresponding grades at undergraduate level in order to be applicable for a place on the course. Jenna Clark-Embry, literary manager of the Signature Theatre in New York, explains that after her postgraduate course, she started out in theatre marketing and eventually transitioned into a literary manager. Getting a foot in the door is a really key thing for a job in the theatre industry. Getting your name known so you can work your way up the ladder is a difficult strategy, but one most literary managers and dramaturgs take. Embry puts the struggle well. Dramaturgy is a mystifying field in a lot of ways, but the core of dramaturgy, which is just talking about plays well, is present in all the different departments in theatre administration. You're always encountering and working with people who have those dramaturgical skills. This is another sub-question covered. How would one establish themselves as a dramaturg? Are there any training schemes in place? Postgraduate courses, networking, and working your way up in the theatre. Joining networks like Dramaturgs'Network, a support system for British dramaturgs, and regularly checking arts careers websites like Creative Scotland or UK Theatre, as well as talking to theatre companies, are crucial. Talk to people. Get your face known. We've covered throughout this exploration our final sub-question. Is there demand? Yes. As long as theatre is being made, a dramaturg of some form can always be used. There are many different styles of dramaturgy, so there is one to fit every type of show and director you could work with. But is a dramaturg really necessary? Doesn't the director do all their research? First of all, this is another location-based issue. Typically, and this is a generalized statement I'm making speaking from personal experience, British directors like to do their own research, while American directors like someone whose job it is to keep them right. Back to the necessary point. Do you ever see a show and pick out on little inaccuracies that bother you? Is it set in the 70s, but everyone's wearing 60s-esque clothing? A dramaturg catches this error and brings it up, meaning the production is made better as a whole as it is now more accurate. Let's look at an example of a recent production where a dramaturg would have been helpful.
Now, I get that Alice is 18.
I'm fucking 17! How old is she? You need a dramaturg. Would you like a handy educational pack for a visiting school group coming to your show? You need a dramaturg. Would you like someone to read the hundreds of plays your company is sent a month? You need a dramaturg. So yes, Yes, we need dramaturgs in the theatre. We need these walking encyclopedias of knowledge to correct a wild playwright, to rein in an enthused director, to clarify a confused actor. A dramaturg explains why this play at this time and why it's important to tell this story today. They craft the message of a piece and help shape its very nature. Without dramaturgy, the curtain would never go up.